Shemail Nabi 30 hours from 2017 to 2019.
Da kai da roƙon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya samu a cikin bayin da ake karɓan addu'o'insu a wannan wata mai albarka kuma ake gafarta musu.
25 hours of peace and unity convention. Mufti Menk lectures, 50 hours delivered in Nigeria and across the world for you and your loved ones.
I have only created mankind and jinn kind to obey me. And wallahi, my brothers and sisters, if you do that, you will be content in this world. You will smile even if you are living under a tree. And if you don't do that, you will be depressed even if you are living in a palace. Did you hear that?
Delivered on high-grade flash drives for your TV, your phones, your car or any other platform. Get your pack at iMedia Studio in An-Nur Masjid, Wusetu, Abuja, or visit www.imediatv.tv or call 080-6131-9522. Take deliberate control of your life and that of your beloved ones by taking control of what they watch.
We look fit, but inside this heart can be manipulated easily. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ said that these hearts are more trembling than a pot on a stove boiling. You know, you have a pot and it's on fire and it's boiling and the cover, the top of the pot is trembling. The Prophet says our heart tremble more than this. And this is why he used to always say to his companions, seek refuge in Allah from fitan, tribulations, calamities, turmoil. Seek refuge in Allah from them, because when they come, they take everyone and sweep everyone out. Now, we want to purify our hearts. How to do that? Well, purification of the heart can only Allah Azza wa Jalla. No one can purify your heart except Him. And this is why you find people who are righteous and you find people who are evil. And when I say evil, the sisters look at me and say, why do you point at us? You find people who are righteous and you find people who are evil. And the sisters, okay, we're not righteous. Well, you get my point. So purification of the heart comes only from Allah Azza wa Jalla. And purification of the heart is the message of all messengers of Allah Azza wa Jalla. From Adam till Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah Azza wa Jalla says to Musa, and say to Pharaoh, would you purify yourself from the sins of disbelief by becoming a believer? So even Moses goes to Pharaoh and invites him for purification of the heart. If you purify your heart, you will go to Jannah. May Allah make me and you among those who go to Jannah. Allah says, Jannatu adnin, under which rivers flow, wherein they will abide for eternity, forever. Such is the reward for those who purify themselves, purify their souls. And purify it of what? Purify it of everything that corrupts it. And on top of the list, purifying it from Sheikh. Purifying it from sins, because sins block your hearts, tarnishes it, and fills it with evil. Allah Azza wa Jalla says in the Quran, no, rather the stain has covered their hearts of that which they were earning, meaning the earning of sins. It covers the hearts with stain. And every one of us is excellent in discovering the shortcomings and the faults of others. But it is the most difficult job to discover our own shortcomings and false. So I can tell you Nasir has this and that in him, but I fail in finding my own weak spots. And why is that? Because Muslims, and especially the youth, are indulged in this world to the rim. They are indulged in this world, and this is not a bad thing. No one told you to go to the masjid, stay there 24 hours, 7 days a week, doing nothing. This is not Islam. But at the same time, the Muslims lack having long-term. All of us have short-term objectives. All what we care about is things that would make us rich. All what we care about is watching the latest blockbuster movies. We like to listen to music. A lot of the youth are involved in watching pornography. A lot of the Muslims cheat. They consume bribery and they give it. A lot of the Muslims don't have the moral compass to tell them what's right and what's wrong. And this is why they are far, far away from Allah Azza wa Jal. Most of the Muslims do not have half an hour a day. Sheikh, we have 24 hours a day. No, I mean you don't have half an hour a day to just sit and reflect on your life. What are you doing in your life? Are you getting closer to Allah Azza wa Jal or further away from Him? You wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is what? Phone. The first thing you hold is your phone. Check Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You spend an hour and a half saying Adhkar al-Sabah. Allahumma bika asbahna wa bika. No, Sheikh. With closed eyes, you go and maybe if you're a clean, hygienic person, you brush your teeth. Then you listen, you put the headsets and listen to music. You go to university, you're engaged in your classes, you listen to music. You go to your friends, you watch movies, you listen to music. You never sit to contemplate and say, رَبِّ اغْفِرْ لِي خَطِيئَتِي يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. Oh Allah, forgive me my sin on the day of judgment. Nothing like that. What about the adhkar of the morning? The adhkar of the evening? And it's a whole list of them. What about the adhkar after the fard prayer? The adhkar before you go to bed, before you leave to your home, to anywhere out of your home? Nothing. Why? Because we have short-term objectives. I want to graduate. I want to have a good job. I want my job to be paying well. I want to have a car. I want to have a house. I want to get married. I want to have a lot of money. I want to have the new iPhone or the new Samsung. There are so many things you want, but there are short-term objectives. But what about your heart? Your heart is totally tarnished with stains. Each sin you do, the Prophet tells us, there is a dot in your heart until the sins overwhelm your hearts and it becomes totally sealed and black. So, very glim picture of our reality and life. What to do? We want salvation. How to save ourselves? Well, first of all, if I have a glass or a cup or a mug, in order to fill it with what I want, I have to first what? Empty it. So I cannot have water and add some juice to it. It wouldn't be good. I have to empty the cup. Your heart, first of all, has to be cleansed and emptied. From what? From everything that corrupts it. Like what? like ignorance, like hatred, like envy, like grudges, like evil thoughts, all of these, like arrogance, like showing off, like anger, like being secure from Allah's punishment. Are we secure from Allah's punishment? Yes, we are. Come on, what do you know? All the sins we do in the day and the night only illustrates that, okay, what? Can you punish me? I'm waiting. Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. This is the sad reality. When you sit in your room and you watch on the stupid retard phone, they call it smartphone. I call it stupid and retard, because it makes the user like this. When you sit and watch something that is haram, aren't you challenging Allah Azza wa Jal? Aren't you secure? No, Allah will not send a thunder or lightning on me and kill me. I've been doing this for the past 10 years, 20 years, nothing happened. Then we feel that Allah Azza wa Jal is not going to punish me for it. And this is when the right moment comes and Allah takes your soul. Just when you are ready and you're secure, this is when Allah Azza wa Jal punishes you. So you have to empty your cup from all of these that corrupt it. Then you fill it up. With what? With Tawheed. With the love of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. The love of the Quran, which most of us don't touch and hold except in Ramadan. You're a Muslim. You don't even read one juz a day, which is the minimum for every Muslim. Yet you find it easy to watch a movie for 2 hours, or to go to watch a football match that takes 6 or 7 hours every time. And when you tell you, sit down, read one juz for 20 minutes, I'm getting sleepy. Subhanallah. Fill up your heart with humbleness. Fill up your heart with sincerity. Fill up your heart with the love to all other Muslims. Fill up your heart with fearing Allah Azza wa Jal and hoping in what Allah has stored for us in Jannatul Na'im. Fill it up with knowing Allah. If I give you an A4, write the beautiful names and attributes of Allah that you memorize, how many will you write? 10? 15? 20? The vast majority of Muslims don't know. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ Allahu Samad. Huh? What is a Samad? One of Allah's names? MashaAllah, very smart. You are in a university. Very good. Good observation. What does it mean? I don't know. You're worshipping Allah and you don't know Him. You know nothing about Him. And you don't even have the motive to go and learn about Allah. And then you say, I'm a Muslim, I'm a proud Muslim. Show me. Walk the talk instead of just empty words. An identification card that says Muslim. Now, this purification of the heart requires a lot of work. It is not something that comes easy. And this is why Allah created us to be tested in this life. Imagine someone wanting to be a sportsman, an athlete, without going to the gym. Is this possible? It's not possible. You have to go and work. You have to strive. You have to sweat. And likewise, in order to fix your heart, you have to fight your desires and you have to fight yourself so that you can win and regain and reclaim the heart that Shaitan born is hunting you down. All what Shaitan wants is what? That you be his companion in hellfire. That's it. And this way is to corrupt your heart. Once your heart is corrupted, then you are one of his soldiers. But no one goes to the gym to fix his heart. So what is the heart gym? So let's go and start working out. Well, To fix your heart, you have to first acknowledge the illness. So you have to acknowledge that my heart has a lot of evil and bad things in it, that it is hurting it and it is harming it. So what to do? First of all, you have to start fixing it. How? There are a number of factors, but I will conclude with them, just listing them so that I would not take a lot of your time, because I think we began late and we would not like to end late. First of all, you have to look for a mentor. What's meant by mentor? Someone who is more knowledgeable, more righteous, wiser, and loves goodness for you like he loves it to himself. Of course, he has to be from, don't go and say, Wallah, I found someone, Sheikh, ooh, she's going to fix my heart for good. No, this is not good. So this person would give you advice from the heart to the heart. And he will monitor your progress. And he will tell you, you have to do this, you have to do that. And usually this is found in students of knowledge and scholars. So the sisters look for a sister who is knowledgeable, who speaks good Arabic, knows the Quran, and does not have any hidden agenda. What is meant by hidden agenda? I could come and become your mentor, but I would like to, oh, nice watch, mashallah. I wish I had a watch like that. This is not a good mentor. You look for someone who does this for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Secondly, to fix your heart, you need a good companion. And the issue of companionship is one of the most important in Islam. The Prophet ﷺ told us that the similitude of a good companion and a bad companion is that the similarity of someone who gives you perfume and musk and someone who blows the bellows. This one, the good companion, if you don't buy perfume from him, he will give you as a gift. Or at least you just go into the shop, smell good, and come out. The fragrance is already in your clothes without buying anything. The bad companion, even if he does not burn your clothes, because he is blowing the bellows, he's working with coal and fire and iron, and the least is when you leave his shop, you will be stinking in smell. This is your companion. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. If you are befriending someone that doesn't pray, soon you will not pray. If your friends always listen to rap, you will also listen to rap. If your friends twerk, you will twerk. This is human nature. If you bring, is this something I need? I don't know. Okay, I just found it in the internet. I was Googling. Okay, let's go back to the subject. Listen to me. I had to say this because you were sleeping, so I had to wake you up. After Mufti's lectures, everybody falls asleep, I know. Envy of the heart, huh? Okay, so I have to work on that. So, if your friend is someone who's righteous, wallahi, without knowing it, when someone does a favor to you, say, Jazakallahu khairan. Why are you saying this? Wallah, I don't know. All the guys around me say Jazakallahu khairan. I don't know what it means, but sounds good. That's why even when they play football, Jazakallahu khairan, pass the ball. And when they shoot a goal, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Beautiful companionship. This, what impacts you most, your companion. And this is why a good companion always tells you, there's a lecture in Nile University, let's go. A bad companion says, listen, I have a DVD. Don't show it to your brothers or sisters or to your family. Watch it and you love it. So you choose your companion to fix your heart. Number 3, it is quite helpful to listen to negativity from people. When someone comes to you and say that you are this and you are that, and he points your finger and he pokes your eye with it, that's positive. Listen to him. And then revise what he has said. Am I stingy? Am I a person of rage and anger? Am I abusive and use profanity and bad words? Maybe you are. So this is a good way for you to collect and correct and rectify yourself. And among the best ways to fix your heart is a lot of dua. Remember, we began with the most dua that the Prophet used to repeat alayhi salatu wasalam was Ya muqallib al-qulub thabbit qalbi ala dinik. The most dua that he used to repeat all his day and night. So make dua. Oh Allah, fix my heart in sujood. Oh Allah, heart. Oh Allah, let my heart be the best of all hearts. Because people will acknowledge you. Among you, those who are around you, you say, oh yeah, sister so-and-so, she is awful, she is bad, she bites, she is rude, nobody loves her. While sister so-and-so, subhanallah, she's so adorable, she's so kind, she's so generous. Every time I want something, she does it without me asking. And people love the second type. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal fixed her heart and made her love in the hearts of everyone else, and made your love in the hearts of everyone else. So this is a gift from Allah. Among the things that fixes your heart is knowing the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ. Who's the greatest man ever to walk the earth? Allahumma salli wa sallim ala nabiyyina Muhammad. Yet, when you come to the youth and ask them about the 10 heaven-bound, 10 companions that the Prophet said they are in Jannah. Who are they? Cristiano Ronaldo. Name all these kuffar just like this. But when it comes to the companion, I don't know. And this is something that I always bring up in every single lecture I say. It's very old, like me, but people tend to forget. If you were fortunate enough to enter Jannah, and they gave you a tour in Jannah, you will enter it and say, MashaAllah, who's this gentleman? Salama ibn al-Akwa. Who? Salama ibn al-Akwa. Don't know him. Who's this? This is Talha ibn Ubaidillah. What a funny name, Talha. And who's that? Sa'd ibn Mu'adh and Sa'd ibn Ubadah. I don't know these guys. They're very honorable. I love them, but I don't know them. I don't know anyone in Jannah actually. But can we take a tour to hell? Sure. And the moment you enter hell, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. These are the people I know. These are my homies. Huh? So, at the end of the day, where do you want to be? In Jannah? Then you have to do your work. You have to do your due diligence and learn who will enter Jannah so that you will be with them. Learn the seerah of your Prophet ﷺ. It's shameful when we say, when did Ghazwat Tabuk take place? I say, when did Ghazwat Tabuk take place? Which year? One will say, Sheikh, yes please. Long time ago. Very good answer. MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Excellent in history. It's a shame when we talk about the seerah and nobody knows about it, but when we talk about Frozen 2 and the LGBT and people know about what's happening there, then we have a problem in our hearts because it's filled with something that is not correct. And finally, observing your mandatory ibadah. Observing salat on time purifies your heart. Observing voluntary sunnah prayer, 12 rak'ah per day, purifies your heart. Giving charity purifies your heart. Sponsoring an orphan purifies your heart. Being kind to your mother and father. Imagine In the morning, you go and kiss your father and mother. Ask them for dua and make them laugh, make them happy. Wallahi, this purifies your hearts. And for those who are married, satisfying and making your spouse happy and making your spouse feel good that he's married to you, this would purify your heart with the grace of Allah. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. I pray to Allah that He grants us a pure heart that Subhanahu wa Ta'ala would be pleased with us for having. I pray to Allah Azza wa Jal that He rectifies our shortcomings and that He fixes our shortcomings and that He makes us huge in the eyesight of people and small in our own hearts and eyesight so that we would not be arrogant. هذا والله أعلم ونسبة العلم إليه أسلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد.
Are you tired of the large volume of un-Islamic content that has taken over the media space? Are you looking for an exclusive collection of tafsir of the Quran, seerah of the Prophet, lecture on marital issues and child upbringing? Look no further as iMedia Communication offers you all these and more in the Guided View Park. 120 hours tafsir of the Quran delivered over 4 years in Al-Nur Mosque. Seerah of the Prophet, Shemail Nabi 30 hours from 2017 to 2019.
Da kai da roƙon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ya samu a cikin bayin da ake karɓan addu'o'insu a wannan wata mai albarka kuma ake gafarta musu.
25 hours of peace and unity convention. Mufti Menk lectures, 50 hours delivered in Nigeria and across the world for you and your loved ones.
I have only created mankind and jinn kind to obey me. And wallahi, my brothers and sisters, if you do that, you will be content in this world. You will smile even if you are living under a tree. And if you don't do that, you will be depressed even if you are living in a palace. Did you hear that?
Delivered on high-grade flash drives for your TV, your phones, your car or any other platform. Get your park at iMedia Studio in Al-Nur Masjid, Wusetu, Abuja.
I'm not in distress. So I would say, may Allah Azza wa Jal
080-6131-9522. Take deliberate control of your life and that of your beloved ones by taking control of what they watch. Are you tired?
A wannan wata mai albarka kuma ake gafarta musu.
25 hours of peace and unity convention. Mufti Menk lectures, 50 hours delivered in Nigeria and across the world for you and your loved ones.
I have only created mankind and jinn kind to obey me. And wallahi, my brothers and sisters, if you do that, you will be content in this world. You will smile even if you are living under a tree. And if you don't do that, you will be depressed even if you are living in a palace. Did you hear that?
Delivered on high-grade flash drives for your TV.
Next question. Whenever I want to pray, Sheikh, something keeps me and I waste my time. Even when I'm performing the salah, I feel somehow, I don't want to pray, but I don't understand. Well, mashallah, why is this?
if the question is clear, and if the questioner cannot understand, how would you expect me to understand? I'm not a fortune teller. I don't know the right, but from what it seems that the brother or the sister prays out of customs and tradition, not out of conviction. The vast majority of Muslims pray due to tradition. The vast Muslimas wear hijab due to tradition and to the people so that they won't talk negative about me or my family. This is why the moment you leave your safe zone, Your comfort zone, you change. So people here, they know me, they know me, they know me. I have to respect myself. If I go to America, no one knows me. I will become a different person. I have Saudis from my country coming to me and saying, Sheikh, we have a problem with Salat. Okay, mashallah, what's your problem? They say we travel for a month to vacation. The first week, mashallah, jam'u qasr. We pray Dhuhr and Asr, 2 rak'ah, and Maghrib and Isha, 3 rak'ah and 2 rak'ah. After 1 week, we pray the whole 17 rak'ahs of Fajr until Isha before we go to bed. So they don't pray any prayer on time. Of course, with the shortening, you do the math, it's 11 rak'ahs. After 2 weeks, they don't pray at all. We go out, we go to the movies, we go to the park, we go to the restaurants, we go shopping. We don't pray. We don't even know where the Qibla is. And after 4 or 5 weeks, when we go back home to Saudi, we say, Astaghfirullah. We go make Umrah, Alhamdulillah. This is a problem because the vast majority of us are Muslims by ID, not by real conviction. How would you know? You see the Muslims when they are tested. Now we are, alhamdulillah, are we tested? Yeah, no air conditioning. Yeah, tested harshly. Anyhow, no, this is not a test. We are not tested. We have 3 meals a day. Some of us may have between meals. We have a roof on top of our heads, alhamdulillah. We have means of transportation. We have almost the basics of what we need. We're not tested. But we say, we are Muslim, we are Muslim. Once you are tested in your deen, once you're challenged in your income and in your job, and you are given the choice between being steadfast on Islam and having your religious compass right, or between breaking the rules or bending them or cheating or lying just to get over this calamity, you will find that 99% of the Muslims will go there. And this is what explains to you that our Islam is not original. The Prophet ﷺ told the companions that in the previous nations, a man would be brought and tested in his religion to reject it and refute it. And he refuses. They put a saw on his head and start sawing until they cut him into 2, and he would not leave his religion. Would you do this? May Allah not put us something like that. If we saw the saw, I don't understand. Just seeing it. And sometimes you don't have to see it, they'll just show a Snapchat. It's cheaper. So we have a problem in our Islam. It's not real. And the biggest problem is that when you go home and you're about to put your head and sleep at night, do you think about what you've done? Do you think about the things that Allah is angry about you? Or, again, what will you do? Astaghfirullah wa atubu. May Allah Azza wa Jal does not, may Allah not hold us accountable for our shortcomings. Because we will go to hell. If Allah held us accountable, wallahi, we will go to hell because all of this, and Allah knows this.
MashaAllah. Next question, Sheikh. Islam, most youth engage in forex trading. Is a Muslim allowed to engage in such business?
The worst thing in trading is greed. You know what greed is? Greed is wanting to make money. Halal, haram, I have no problem. I just want to make money. And this is where you will lose all your money. Show me out of 1,000 how many made money out of forex. Maybe you make 1 or 2 transactions and you make some money, but you lose in the rest of the 998. Why is that? Because whatever comes fast goes fast. And this is not a real investment. Not to go into details, Forex is a platform where you tend to invest. So you have money. Now, in order to know if I'm investing halal or haram, first of all, you cannot invest gold, silver, or any type of currencies online. Why is that? Because gold, silver, and currencies, the first condition that must be fulfilled is to be simultaneous. So if I want from Nasser $100, and I say, I need $100, he said, okay, give me X amount of Naira. So he said, okay, here you go. He said, okay, after 15 minutes, I will bring you the dollars. Haram, this is riba. Why? Because it has to be hand in hand, in the same position, without him leaving or me leaving. In Forex, this doesn't happen. You sell and buy gold, silver, or currency, and they put the money in your bank account, which you cannot clear or draw except after 2 working days. So there's no simultaneously in it. Now, other than that, if you want to trade in oil, in stock market, everyone has its own ruling. So trading in oil is permissible, providing the oil is real. What do you mean? You guys in Nigeria know that most. Is that oil real? Oh, we have a ship there, we have a ship there, we have a tanker there. And you sell and buy on the internet without grabbing any documentations, without ensuring that it exists, and you don't know if the transaction is real or not. Plus, they may finance you with riba. So you have 100,000, we will give you $500,000. You trade with the 600,000 now. And they have a certain limit where they will take their 500 and your 100,000 as well. So you lose it all. There is margin, there is hedging, there is ambiguity, and all of this is haram. So this is not the time to elaborate on it, but you're better off. Put the small amount of money you have in a cart that sells peanuts. It's more profitable, inshallah, and it's more halal. Allah knows.
MashaAllah, Sheikh, what would a person do to protect himself from masturbation when he is addicted?
Get married.
MashaAllah. The next question is, please, how can one who has lived in sin improve their iman?
Again, how can a person who lived in sin improve his iman? Watch my lecture. See, iman is not steroids or anabolic steroids. You inject yourself and you go to the gym for a couple of months and mashallah you have big biceps. No. Iman is something that you have to work hard for. You have to have the knowledge. If your heart is far away from Allah Azza wa Jal, you don't read the Quran, you don't know what Allah wants, you don't know what's halal and what's haram, iman will never grow in your heart. But once I come to drink this and they say it's haram, it's alcoholic, then I leave it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Once I know that it is time for salah, I go for salah, and wanting to do this to get closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, then your iman increases. So the more good deeds you do, the more iman rises. The more bad deeds you leave, your iman goes up until it reaches the ceiling. How can I attain this? By having good companionship, a good environment, reading the Quran, lots of forms of worship for the sake of Allah, and Allah knows best.
We only have 2 questions to go. This one says, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already knows what is going to happen, good and bad in the future, why doesn't He prevent the bad things from happening?
Good question, but this requires a lecture. First of all, who is the owner of everything in this universe? Allah. If Allah decided to take all of us, the good and the bad and the ugly, again, the ugly does not mean this, the good and the bad and the ugly,
is it the truth of Iman? Because what prevented the brother from speaking out to his friend, listen, yesterday I had this thought about Allah, that Allah is so and so and so and so. No, he could not speak that. The thing that prevented him from speaking is what? Fearing Allah Azza wa Jal. So this is an indication that you have a lot of Iman in your heart. These whispers are only from Shaitan. He's messing with your mind. If you contemplate and think about it and go ahead with these thoughts, you are in danger. But if you ignore him and say, Amantu Billah. In another narration, you say, Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Then you are safe and there is no sin, none whatsoever on you, inshallah.
MashaAllah, tabarakallah, jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. As you all know, some useless questions are actually good questions. So any question being sent, we take it seriously and stop saying, and the likes. So may Allah bless us all. May Allah bless the Sheikh. There is an award for the Sheikh and also for the One Ummah Islamic Organization. One Ummah Islamic Organization is an organization that brings scholars to Nigeria and do a lot of charitable work. And this weekend there will be a lecture taking place at the ICC, International Conference Center, where Sheikh will be there, Mufti Mem will be there, a lot of amazing local and international speakers will be there. So we all endeavor you all come. For those who want tickets, you can get them outside. So for the award, I would like to call Professor...
You tired of the large volume of un-Islamic content that has taken over